Computer viruses. Virus is a self-duplicating computer program that interferes with a computer's hardware or operating system. They range from being merely irritating or disturbing to the very destructive. Computer viruses activate when the instructions, payload of the virus, or executable code that run programs are opened. Once a virus is active, it may replicate by various means and infect the computer's files or the operating system. For example, it may copy parts of itself to floppy disks, to the computer's hard drive, into legitimate computer programs, or it may attach itself to email messages and spread across computer networks by infecting other shared drives. Viruses attached to email messages can infect an entire local network in minutes. This is specifically called worm. Thousands of viruses and worms exist and can quickly contaminate millions of computers. People who intentionally create viruses are computer experts called hackers. They also violate confidentiality by observing computer monitors and by impersonating authorized users in order to gain access to the user's computer databases to steal the identities of other people by obtaining privately identified information about them. They also engage in software piracy and deface website on the internet. They develop powerful software crime tools such as the following: A. Internet eavesdropping snuffers which intercepts internet messages sent to other computers. B. Password guessers that tries millions of combinations of characters in an effect to guess a computer's password. C. Vulnerability testers that look for software weaknesses. D. Computer services saturator. E. Automatic computer virus generator. Types of viruses. A boot sector virus stores itself at the start of a disk and becomes activated by reading, starting or restarting the computer when that disk is in the boot drive. B. A file infector virus attaches itself to program files, i.e. files that give instructions to a computer. These files usually have extensions like X, COM, or BAT. When the program is run, the virus executes. C. A macro virus affects data files, especially Word documents and Excel workbooks. This virus type accounts for the vast majority of infected files. When the infected document is opened and the macro are run, the virus is triggered and can perform system operations such as creating or deleting files or writing into already existing files and thus have the potential to cause a great deal of damage. D. Worm or an email virus. For the purpose of this guide, is not really a virus at all, in that it is not self-replicating but a chain letter phenomenon sent through email. The message will, for some reason or other, tell you to pass this message on to as many people as possible. Hoax virus alerts are typical examples of chain emails. These are distinct from viruses in that they do not have host file like most other viruses but are carried on the internet and can spread from one computer to another by themselves without the need for a user to assist the process by giving someone an infected file or disk. They are usually spread through the internet as an attachment. E. Trojan horses are programs that have some hidden, generally malicious functionality that the computer does not expect. They claim to be a thing, e.g. an audio for example, when they are actually another, e.g. code that will override a portion of your hard disk. They do not run their own like a virus does but rely on tricking the user to run them. They do not also replicate themselves, which is a major distinction between a virus and a Trojan. How viruses are spread. Viruses are spread by running infected programs or opening infected files. This can occur by using any of the following methods: passing floppy disks from PC to PC, downloading, copying infected files from the internet, opening an email attachment, booting a PC with an infected bootable disk. Computer viruses work in two phases: infection phase and the attack phase. Infection phase: in order to infect a computer, a virus has to possess the chance to get executed before it can infect the computer system and spread to others. Events that can trigger the execution of virus are included above. Attack phase: viruses do destructive things such as deleting files, erasing data on a hard disk, sending random emails or slowing down the processor by sending millions of looped instructions. Since most users will try their best to delete the virus once it launches the attack, most viruses delay revealing their presence by launching their attack only after they have had ample opportunity to spread. This means the attack may be delayed for a long time after the infection. Prevention of computer virus: computer users can prepare for a viral infection by creating backups of legitimate original software and data files regularly so that the computer system can be restored if necessary. However, the best prevention may be the installation of current and well-designed antiviral software. Such software can prevent a viral infection and thereby help stop its spread. Or obtain a virus checker for your own machine, then register the program with the manufacturers. They will regularly send you updated versions of the software while your agreement is current. New viruses keep appearing, so out-of-date virus software will not protect you, and the checker is essential. Install the available security patches, particularly for Microsoft products. Keep your floppy disk write protected whenever possible. If you are really cautious, change the setup option in your computer's BIOS so that it will always boot from the hard disk, not from floppies. Write Protect MS Wordus normal template to get limited protection against macro viruses. This template will be a file called normal. Select the read-only baud. Note that this will not disinfect existing infected files. In Word, turn on the Macro Virus Protection option in Tools, then Options, then Security tab, and finally Macro Security button, by setting the level of security you desire for the macros. This will warn you if files contain macros. You or a colleague may have created the macros for some legitimate purpose, but they could also be viruses. If a warning appears, open the file only if it comes from a trusted source. Note that this procedure will warn you about macros, whether malicious or benign, but will not disinfect existing infected files. Virus detection. Several types of antiviral software can be used to detect the presence of a virus. Scanning software can recognize the characteristics of a virus's computer code and look for these characteristics in the computer's files. Antivirus software packages provide complete protection against viruses. Other types of antiviral software include monitoring software and integrity shell software. Monitoring software is different from scanning software. It detects illegal or potentially damaging viral activities such as overwriting computer files or reformatting the computer's hard drive. Computer security. These are techniques developed to safeguard information and information systems stored on computers. Potential threats include the destruction of computer hardware and software and the loss, modification, theft, unauthorized use, observation, or disclosure of computer data. Simple techniques. A variety of simple techniques can help prevent computer crimes, such as protecting computer screens from observation, keeping printed information and computers in locked facilities, backing up copies of data files and software, and clearing desktops of sensitive information and materials. Increasingly, however, more sophisticated methods are needed to prevent computer crimes. These include using encryption techniques, establishing software usage permissions, mandating passwords, and installing firewalls and intrusion detection systems. In addition, controls within application systems and disaster recovery plans are also necessary. 2. Backup. Storing backup copies of software and data and having backup computer and communication capabilities are important basic safeguards because the data can then be restored if it was altered or destroyed by a computer crime or accident. Computer data should be backed up frequently and should be stored nearby in secure locations in case of damage at the primary site. Transporting sensitive data to storage locations should also be done securely. 3. Encryption. Another technique to protect confidential information is encryption. Computer users can scramble information to prevent unauthorized users from accessing it. Authorized users can unscramble the information when needed by using a secret code called a key. Without the key, the scrambled information would be impossible or very difficult to unscramble. A more complex form of encryption uses two keys, called the public key and the private key, and a system of double encryption. Each participant possesses a secret private key and a public key that is known to potential recipients. Both keys are used to encrypt, and matching keys are used to decrypt the message. However, the advantage over the single key method lies with the private keys, which are never shared and so cannot be intercepted. IV-approved users. Another technique to help prevent abuse and misuse of computer data is to limit the use of computers and data files to approved persons. Security software can verify the identity of computer users and limit their privileges to use, view, and alter files. The software also securely records their actions to establish accountability. Military organizations give access rights to classified, confidential, secret, or top secret information according to the corresponding security clearance level of the user. Other types of organizations also classify information and specify different degrees of protection. Passwords. Passwords are confidential sequences of characters that allow approved persons to make use of specified computers, software, or information. To be effective, passwords must be difficult to guess and should not be found in dictionaries. Effective passwords contain a variety of characters and symbols that are not part of the alphabet. Another advantage of this password is because it is case-sensitive, i.e. advent is different from advent. To thwart imposters, computer systems usually limit the number of attempts and restrict the time it takes to enter the correct password. Firewalls. Computers connected to the communication networks such as Internet are vulnerable to electronic attack because many people have access to them. They can be protected by firewalls, computer software placed between the networked computers and the networks. The firewalls examines filters and reports on all information passing through the network to ensure its appropriateness. These functions help to prevent saturation of input capabilities that might otherwise deny usage to legitimate users. 7. Intrusion detection systems. These are software that detect unusual and suspicious activities and, in some cases, stop a variety of harmful actions.